All right. Market recap. Post FOMC day before NFP. So, starting off, NAS. We ended up taking the 10 o'clock news long live on a trade, so that was pretty cool. Closed above these failure swings, and that was pretty much the whole move. 60 points in like 10 minutes, so it was cool, and that was about it. Oil. When I initially came into the session, we kept wicking into this breaker. However, this order block here was fully standing, especially on a 30-minute. It was honestly pretty clean. So when you're reading price from a left to right standpoint, and you get some kind of move like this, until you get actual breaks above these areas here, you shouldn't be looking for like insane bullish moves like that. Now, admittedly, with OPEC and the timing, this dump was at like 12:40. So it was just it was an unannounced time. The chart barely set up for it in the sense that this order block just acted as a rejection block here. But that was the only like chart pattern you would have had for it, and this BISI getting disrespected and everything like that. But other than that, that was pretty much it. Just a huge expansion lower. Market trades up to the last of the buy side delivery, and then continues and makes a new low. So even if you missed the entire thing, you had FVG continuation ideas to make a new low off this at the very minimum. And then you actually get it again here. Once you trade up into this, you're expecting a new low underneath this candle, and then you get that here. And then you get an FVG and retrace, and then all of a sudden you can stop looking for them. I definitely did not factor in ER though, for allowing the huge move that we did afterwards for the PM session. Well, really after close, in all honesty. But intraday wise, once we ran out the low that retail thought was the low, it looks pretty clean on a 15-minute. The push up from that 10 o'clock news that I took, that ended up rolling over completely, reacting off whatever this order block was, which is fine. Because once you have that pool of liquidity that is entering of retail that is long thinking the low is in, those people can now get flushed out, converted to sells, and then their sells are somebody else's buy, because that's how it works. So, market pushes up. You get a BISI continuation here, so I did end up trading that. And then I closed afterwards, but I took most of it off at the top here. I will say for this kind of movement here, it was really just the bodies telling the story. Even though, yes, it does trade down here, the high of it is broken immediately, and you get CSD back upwards. So at the very, very least, you should have stopped shorting if you were trying to do anything like that. BISI continuation, and then Amazon knew, I forgot who even had the ERT, to be honest. But we're hitting that 426 area I pointed out way earlier in the week. So I am curious to see if you want to move higher. I'm not inclined for it because I really wanted Wednesday to do it, but it was just too far away. So I am absolutely open to some kind of move up into 426, or even just kind of chilling here. NFP can sync, reload, and then just kind of start the movement down. But at this point, I'm really open for either or, to be honest. I'm not, especially once we have the overnight data printing, I'm not going to look for it one way or the other. But in terms of like a daily chart, essentially looking for exactly this. You almost hit a gap down, and you're essentially just going to limit sell anything above the opening price in anticipation that's just going to close back into the range, or at the very, very least can close back into this order block, or ideally trade underneath this low if it really wants to go for it. Now, the 50% of this daily order block is definitely getting disrespected, which is totally fine. But we want to see if we get this rejection block here to still stay, if it wants to trade up that high, but then it really wouldn't have a need to trade that much lower. Especially with it being the first day of the month open, every monthly candle looks like a moonshot right now. So it's very, very important to factor in and remember that opening price. And even just the idea of like the degen strat. When you trade back through the opening price, that's what you can use to look for, in this case, sells, because you'll have your stop basically above the candle's price high, and go from there. So, but it is NFP, like I said, so I'm extremely open to either one. I'm not going to go diehard swinging for one of them, but gun to the head right now is roll this over. As comical as it would be, but I'm not going to look for it either way, so. But, yeah. We'll just have to wait and see. Especially with this being the idea of like a BPR entry-exit. This area literally should be the line in the sand for the market to hold, for bears anyways. Because the rest of this you can pretty much LR through since it's all balanced. But the actual BPR range here, that's as high as the market should need to trade up to if all of this up here is going to be an SMR and it's just going to entry, FVG exit. All it should really need is back up to this delivery and then it can start its true descent. Now, ES did make it above that high. So it'll be very interesting to see. There really are no more buy-side targets for it, but it can do either one. But the whole idea of not wasting that FOMC liquidity, running equal lows and everything was really it, at least for that time being. So we'll play it by ear tomorrow morning, get you all the recap, whatever happens, and then go from there. And then ideally get some weekly outlooks and all that stuff going for the rest of the month. If you guys have anything else, be sure to comment down below, and enjoy the rest of your day.